Today's morning coffee vinyl side. The Norman Luboff Choir. Reverie, 1959. Norman Luboff started his music career the way a lot of people do, sitting at the piano in the parlor of his parents' Chicago home and singing in his school chorus as a young boy. But it wasn't until he enrolled in the University of Chicago that Norman decided to choose music as a career. He would find that opportunity in the pursuit of a graduate degree specializing in orchestration and composition under the tutelage of Leo Sowerby, one of the most respected church musicians and church music composers of his day. Being a musician can be a profession in the same way being a lawyer is a profession. There's a discourse and a body of knowledge to master, as well as letters and accreditations to acquire. You go to school, you apprentice under a master, then you ply your trade in the world. For Norman, that trade included giving music lessons and arranging scores for choirs, radio and stage productions, and singing, until the events of December 7th, 1941, pulled the men of his generation into war. After the war, Norman picked up where he left off, still singing, but diving deeper into composing and arranging music for radio, television, and film, but with a determined and pragmatic focus on output and forward motion. Like a lot of men his age who came of age during the Depression and were then called to war, there was a doggedness in his focus that led to high demand for his services. Applying the lessons and craft learned under Leo Sowerby, a noted choir master himself, Norman developed the Norman Luboff Choir initially for use in early Bing Crosby Christmas specials, and they soon thereafter became his go-to chorus when needed for all his film and television projects. They proved so popular with the public that they became a commercial entity unto themselves, becoming the biggest selling choir in the record business under their own byline, and they even toured as a live stage act. Comprised of a lot of top-tier studio vocal pros, the member list is impressive. The choir's foundation was all Luboff and his arrangements. Who was singing, as long as they were singing under his direction, was somewhat immaterial. I'm not a huge fan of this kind of choral singing, but I appreciate its art, and there's no denying Luboff's skill as a choir master, composer, and arranger, and the sum of his output is an incredible consideration. But here we are just over 30 years after his death, and I wonder if anyone born in the last 50 years even knows who he was.